yes, I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Berry, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops, they find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry for spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, Black Sun, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Rick flaring on him, Rick flaring on him, Rick flaring on him, Rick flaring son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he off of the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, man, back with another one. Happy Monday to all you Bamas out there in YouTube world, in Twitter land, and everything like that. Listen, this is a special one right here for me. This is a very special episode, man. We've connected in multiple opportunities. He is, I consider Coach Zoe like your coach's favorite coach, right? Like Michael Beasley says that about himself, where he's like, I'm your favorite player's favorite player. I would call Coach Zoe your favorite coach's favorite coach. Known throughout worldwide. Everybody has his number. He done got everybody's number. I mean, he's a walking black book when you're talking about coaching profession at a high level. Please give it up for my interview today, Coach Zoe.
What's up, dog?
What's going on, Coach Zoe? Talk to me. How's everything going?
Oh man, you know I've been a fan since 2020, bro. I've been watching you. And I didn't see you elevate. I didn't see the show, keep on rising. And I used to always get that. Why do you keep watching this on YouTube? I watch you in the middle of the night. I watch all the rewinds. I watch you. So to be on here, I just want to tell you thank you. It's a pleasure to be on here.
Man, listen, it's an honor that you allowed me to interview you. It's an honor that you connected with me, and we've been chopping it up ever since. So when I tell you it's an honor from me to you, I really appreciate it. I don't think enough people say a lot of. Anytime your name is brought up, I have never heard anybody say anything bad about you. Now, I don't know if you got enemies because that's you. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to when I bring your name up with any coach, they be like, oh, he's solid. Nicest dude you ever meet, coolest dude you ever meet. So that just speaks to your character and how you've moved in the coaching profession in the space, and you've always, wherever you landed, you've always made things better and changed the culture. So man, shout out to you, Coach Joe. Shout out to you.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate
now, Coach Joe, now you done watched the show a few times, so you gotta know how this don't go. Just a tad bit. You ain't sitting in the hot seat. But I like to start off. It's a conversation. I tell all my interviews, man, it's just two people having a conversation, getting to know one another. Now, I like to do a little icebreaker, so I thought something different. I'm like, he's a running back coach. Where can I take this? I said, you know what? I'm gonna need Coach Zoe to build the perfect running back.
Man.
I said that's what I'm gonna need him to do. I said he's a high level recruiter. He done seen the Marshons, the Javid. He done seen all of them.
Yeah.
So I need you to build right here, right now. I need you to build the perfect running back.
Okay. Well, off top, you got receiving. Now, some good receiving running backs out there, but he doesn't get enough credit for it. Well, I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley, man. He has great hands. He runs great route. They use him a lot out the backfield. He's a threat catching the ball out the backfield. He's using that pretty much every game you see him. They try to get that ball in his hands. He doesn't get enough credit. And durability, I mean, it's a tricky one because if you watch Adrian Peterson play a long career, a real long career, even coming back after his ACL, but I got to lean this toward my man Beast Mode, Marshawn.
Oh, okay, Marshawn.
The way he played and the way he played his whole career, and one of his quotes was, "You don't get to pick and choose when you play like that." But what you've seen every week is what you've seen since high school, through college, and through the NFL. So I gotta give him that. He didn't miss a lot of games because of injury. He played hard, and what you see is what you get. He was a real physical player, and if you go on power, I gotta check him again. You gotta check him again. He's just that kind of guy. I used to, when he was in high school, we used to run Maybell Hill right in Oakland, running up the hill. Then his favorite hill was Strawberry Canyon, right behind the Berkeley Stadium in Cal. He used to run Strawberry Canyon on the weekend. So that man lower body was off the hook. So I've been seeing that, and he's just real powerful. Vision. Woo. There's some great ones out there, but I got to go with Barry Sanders with that one, man. I'm old school. Barry would do things and shake it up, mix it up, and do stuff that you just never seen. Things that he was able to do. And this next one is tricky, but I'm gonna go with a local. I'm gonna go with one of my guys, Javid Best.
Oh,
Javid Best, state champion, California state champion, 10-2 and 100 meters in high school. So we end up going to Cal. So I'm going to be a little homer. I'm sure there's some other guys that are probably going to debate that, but I'm giving my love to Javid Best. And then going with the agility, once again, I'm old school. This can go two ways. It can go Gale Sayers or you can go Barry Sanders, because you're talking just off the hook, the way he was able to do what he do. And contact balance, this one gonna throw everybody off.
Hold on. You said you could go Gale or Barry, but which one are you going?
Oh well, I'll stick with Barry then. I gotta go with Barry.
I should have said you couldn't double up. That's what I should have said.
I go with Barry. That's fine. I'll take Barry. I take Barry all day. One of my favorites. But contact balance, this is real old school. You could go these two guys. You can go Jim Brown or Earl Campbell, but I'm going Earl Campbell. Because he used to punish people. You hit him, he was a ball. Even on one of the biggest hits you seen with him and Jack Tatum, when he got hit and he just fell into that end zone, you weren't able to tackle no dang contact balance. Look at KJ Black. That's my guy.
Let me just repeat these because there's a lot of doubles. I want to be very clear. There's a lot of doubles.
Ones. Okay.
Receiving Saquon, durability, beast mode, willpower, beast mode, vision, Barry Sanders, speed, Javid Best, agility, Barry Sanders, contact balance, Earl Campbell. I should have made a rule and said you couldn't double up.
There's some good ones out there. LaDainian Thompson's a good one. You know,
that would have been a good durability one right there.
I can go L. If you want to take one of my double up, you can take LT and add LT to the mix.
Okay, so LT for durability.
Yeah, LT he was off the hook too. Now he played long and never take a direct hit on him, and he put it on you. You know, LT is one of my favorite running backs too. There's a lot of good football players. I'm a big old school. I love to watch players that kind of come into that, and you could have went speed. You know, you got Chris Johnson.
Hey, that's what everybody would assume.
Chris Johnson. But like I said, I was a homer. I was at the state track meet in Sacramento, California, when Javid Best ran 10-2 and won the California State meet.
It's okay to give you homers. I think you should have changed. Listen, vision and agility. I really do. I do really want to give them to you because I think Barry Sanders is the top of the top when you're talking about agility and vision. You know what I'm saying? But you could have went another way with agility. You know,
you can take that, but still you can take the agility. No, you got to go back. I tell you, take that Gale Sayers.
Okay.
Gale Sayers, man, was doing stuff back on the mud and in the grass, doing stuff that we had never seen. Way ahead. I'm a big football homer. I watch a lot of football. I just love watching football. And my favorite all-time running back is Eric Dickerson. You know, I didn't even have him on none of this. You know, he was a monster too. But yeah, it's a lot of great running backs. You do your homework and you study the game and you find a passion for it. And when you're around a lot of good players, I was able to watch Marshawn Lynch in high school, Joe Mixon in high school, Javid Best in high school, and Najee Harris, all from Pop Warner to high school. So when you're able to watch those guys from middle school through their Pop Warner stages, through high school and through college, it's a blessing to be able to see that and see what a real professional athlete looks like at its beginning stages, and not only how they look like, but how they work. All those guys had that in common. They had tremendous work ethic in the off season. They all were two-sport athletes. You know, they were elite at those sports. Marshawn he played 3 sports. So these are the things that you're missing now on some of the days with some of these current football players. But the great ones, you do see us guys doing multiple sports. But those guys were very unselfish. They were all about their team. Being from Northern California, most importantly from Oakland, having a chance to put your hands and reach out and touch some of those guys, man, it was a blessing for me to even have those guys, because a lot of them was younger guys, because I trained Nnamdi Asomugha, which ended up being a first-round draft pick out of Cal to the Oakland Raiders. So a lot of those players kind of seen that and seen what that looked like, and they were able to be trendy and come around, and they wanted to be the next whatever that was.
Whoever that was for them.
That was a good, I call it positive peer pressure. You know, it was all in the Bay. It was soaking through the Bay. Marshawn set a standard, but he was working out with Nnamdi Asomugha and my guy Sultan McCullough from John Muir High School, which was a 10-100 meter guy that went to USC. So he was the young guy. He used to be like, who is young dude working out with us? Who's little young cuz? And he used to come running the hills with us when he was in 10th and 11th grade. So it was a lot of peer pressure. And then I had this little dude that was my ball boy by the name of Marcus Peters, which is that's my best friend's son. Michael Peters. Shout out to my brother Mike Poo Dog, McClamis High School, class of 86. We graduated together, and his son was my ball boy.
Wow. So
Marcus Peters is watching all these guys as a kid. Now here he comes. He's a first-round draft pick. And then right over at Berkeley, I had this other guy that came away from North Carolina, came to work out with us by the name of Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen comes all the way from North Carolina. Him and Marvin Jones doing their thing, working out, training.
So how does Keenan, does he have family in Cali? How does he?
I'm his family.
He
was recruited, but my best friend, Coach Otis Yeverton, was his high school coach. And Coach O, we call him Coach O. Coach O was my defensive coordinator at Contra Costa Junior College when we coached together and we won championships together. So Keenan played for him in high school. And so him and his brother, Zach Maynard, both came to California, to play at Cal. And that was just a blessing to have them come and just to see them. They used to come to every summer. That's when we used to have the contact camps. They would be on my little renegade. I used to have this little renegade summer team, and I would have all them dudes all for a weekend on one team. And then eventually he ended up coming to Cal. So to watch him become what he's become was big. And big shout out to D-Jack, Sean Jackson, another one right there in the Bay.
Yeah.
D-Jack came from Long Beach Poly. Me and his dad was real close. And just to see D-Jack was on the same time Marshawn was there. So there's a lot of talent at Cal, man. Cal has some guys, and I was able to see it front row and center. I had a couple of my own players, David Gray, Derek Hill, Kyle Reed, Elite 11 quarterback. So I had a lot of my players that went to Cal and was friends with all those guys. So I spent a lot of time up there with Coach Tefford, and then one of my mentors, Ron Gould, which is currently the running backs coach for the Los Angeles Rams. He the one who made me do that.
Let me ask you this, Coach. With the whole West Coast resurgence, and I know I'm gonna go left to go back right. What you've seen is even with Kendrick Lamar, you see a family aspect with Cali. It's a real, it's kind of like when you have a sibling. I can talk about him, but you can't talk about him. That's kind of how Cali is. Is that culture still coming up in the California area, or has it disseminated, or with sports?
No, it's always been like that. And this goes back. As you can see in the background, I'm gonna tip my little music industry hat when I was on tour with MC Hammer back in the days. And we got 10-time platinum plus the other platinum, both platinum albums in the background. But Hammer used to be on tour with NWA and Ice-T and all those guys, all the West Coast guys back before, in 88 and then 89, we went on the Budweiser Superfest tour, and it was kind of like this East Coast, West Coast vibe. But you knew Northern California, which was the Bay Area, which you had Too Short, Digital Underground, and all those guys, MC Hammer, Tony, although they were kind of be together. And then when you would go to Southern California, you had NWA, with Easy, DJ Quick, and all those guys. And then that's when later on, Suge started Death Row Records. So they connected. So all the West Coast artists had this brotherhood. It was this bond. Even when I was working, like I said, I coached track, Sultan McCullough from John Muir in Pasadena, Darryl Rideau from Long Beach Poly, and Kareem Kelly from Long Beach Poly. All those guys were from Southern California. They would come up and run on my summer track team in the Bay, and I would blend all them together. DJ Williams, that's another first-round draft pick from De La Salle High School. I had all those guys. So you knew that the Cali guys, we just stuck together, and it was always a competition. Who was better, NorCal or SoCal?
Yeah.
But outside of the state, no, man, we didn't let no outsiders penetrate that. We stayed together. It was a brotherhood, it was respect, and especially when you come to Oakland, because Southern people always try to connect SoCal and NorCal. Well, Southern California is much larger than Northern California. So when you come to a place like Oakland, and more in my case, West Oakland, McClymonds High School, School of the Champions, Bill Russell, Frank Robinson, Paul Silas, Antonio Davis, MC Hammer himself, Marcus Peters, and the list goes on. So I didn't name you some of the greatest players in their sport, and they from McClymonds High School right there in Oakland, California. So, and then a big shout out to Dame Lillard, Oakland High, another big boy, Jason Kidd, all these guys. When you get that Bay Area root, Gary Payton, I graduated the same year as GP.
Christ.
Yeah, GP from East Oakland. So that was a whole nother thing. So the Bay was just tight, man. It was just real tight, and everybody knew each other. Everybody respected each other, and it was real trendy. Everything trend comes from Oakland. A lot of times, you got artists like E40. When he first started being from Vallejo, spent a lot of time in Oakland. Tupac spent a lot of time in Oakland. If you ever watched his interviews, he claims Oakland. Those were one of the original places that he claimed.
The East Coast, though. He's from the East Coast. He's from the East Coast.
But he claims Oakland. But Tupac, I'm just telling you what Tupac been in my house. I just set up
Baltimore, Maryland.
I broke bread. That's my guy. God rest his soul. That's my brother. We we hung out a lot too and did some different things. You know, when Digital Underground was out, I mean, that was Money B and all those Shock G and all those guys. It was a real thing. You know, a lot of Bay Area guys, they just stuck together, man. That root, Oakland just has a grind about us, and all I am is a product of that. You know, my grind comes from where I come from. I know my address to this day, 1445 8th Street, Apartment E, Oakland, California, 94607. I was born in Westwood Gardens, right across the street from the West Oakland BART station. And my mother, Mary Abraham, she did a great job raising 4 children on her own. And it was just a blessing to be from the hood, but you wanted something different. You know, you wanted to get out. You wanted to use a vehicle like athletics, sports, college. My education got me I was a teenage dad. Man, I was a dad at 17 years old. And I never met my dad till later in life. So I wanted to make I want to be a better father than my father. So I want to make sure my children knew who I was. So I went to college, went to Cal State Hayward, played football, ran track, went on tour with Hammer, came back to West Oakland.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, it's an interview.
I'm giving you the whole picture, man.
I got it.
You getting the sauce, man. You getting the sauce. I gotta set you up, bro.
Let me quarterback this thing. Okay, you want to go to jail? You want to go home? Okay, you want to go
time out. Let me call a timeout. 2-minute warning.
I'm like, let me quarterback this thing.
You got it.
Hey, you messing up my whole flow, like my whole.
Got it. Let me.
I'm like, yeah,
go ahead, coach. You the coach. Call the play.
Yeah. Let's go. Listen, real quick questions for you. Just want to get to know. Last show you've binged. What's the last show you've binged?
Ooh, that's a great question. The last show I binged, I watch a lot of Netflix, man. So I like the new series that just came out, the track series. It just showed the Olympics. I forgot the name of it. They just showed it, and it had Sha'Carri Richardson and all them in it. It showed how all of them had a season 1 and a season 2 to it. And actually, the show I'm on now, I got to give them credit. I'm on Coach Prime's. You know, I got Prime.
Oh yeah, the Amazon Jack. Yeah.
I'm watching him, man. I watched his whole journey. You know, I've been knowing him for a minute. I don't want to steal that thunder, but watching him. And but yeah, that's one of the last show I really watched, because seeing him, I can relate to that, and that's just being a sports person and also being a father off the field. You kind of see the balance in there, and I really got a kick out of watching that.
That's dope. Your favorite sports movie? Something you just like, man, I can watch this thing 10,000 times.
Oh man, The Program.
That's. Man, anybody over 50, I swear to God, man, that is like y'all's movie. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to go Remember the Titans, Friday Night Lights. Nobody.
Yeah, any given Sunday, Sunday, I take that. Willie Beam, and I take that one. But The Program's the original, man.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, did you play any other sports than football growing up?
I ran track. Ran for my growing up as a kid, 1980 Track Club. That's what it was called. That was the name of the team, 1980. It was back then. Ken Yamada was the head coach, being Michael Peters, Marcus Peters' dad. He the one introduced me to the team. Antonio Davis, my other good friend, Ricky Rideout. We all ran for 1980 Track Club, and I ran in high school, and I eventually ran in college.
That's what's up. Last one of the quick questions. What life lessons has football taught you?
Perseverance, discipline, perseverance, because like I say, when you from Oakland, you go through a lot, you see a lot. So you need to try to overcome. And the game of football teaches you ups and downs, peaks and valleys. It's never going to be perfect. You can draw it up however you want to. It's never going to be perfect. But life's not going to be perfect. So if you can persevere through your ups and downs, I think you can make it in life. And that's what football has done for me. It's given me an opportunity to become the man you're talking to on the screen.
I love it. You know what else football's done for you? Made you the executive committee chair. Okay.
Yes,
Listen, the National Coalition of Minority Football Coaches Conference is this February 13th through the 15th, 2025 in Las Vegas. You can still register at www.ncmfc.com. And listen, they got the heavy hitters. They done brought the big guns out.
Come on now. Y'all come on out. And not listed, just recently updated. We just added Marcus Freeman. He just added to the list too. So y'all come on down and just get a chance. It's different from the AFCA convention. This is more, that's why we call it the Coaches Conference. Not only you get to talk ball and break bread and hear some great panels, you get to meet the people. You get to meet the Willie Simmons, the man, the Hugh Jacksons, the Marvin Lewis. You get to meet those guys and they get to share who they are as men, not just as football coaches.
Absolutely. I mean, you got Michael Locksley in the building, Hugh Jackson, Marvin Lewis, you know, my guy, Willie Simmons, Jamar Chain, Rashad Samples, man, Marcus Freeman, Coach Carter's going to be there. I mean, everybody in the game that has a name is going to be at this convention. I want to know, why aren't you? And make sure you get registered again at www.ncmfc.com. Click on conference. Go ahead and get. Hey, listen, tickets selling out. Okay, I just went there a couple minutes ago. I saw some stuff that was already sold out. So listen, you better come. How you fit in.
Gotta come. Big shout out to Coach Mike Locksley. You know, he had a vision back in 2020 when he started the coalition, and it's just to see it grow what it has grown into. He's just a major player in helping people that look like us. You know, he wanted this thing. It started off small, and he's grown it into what it's grown into. We're going to be at the Caesars Palace this year. You know, just a major thing going on with just coaches teaching you the game within the game. You know, you got to understand how you can become the next Hugh Jackson or the next Marvin Lewis. When I'm around them are two of my idols. Those are guys I looked up to. Now I'm able to rub elbows with those guys. Last year, Herman Edwards was there. So you never know who you're going to bump into at this conference. So big props to Mike Locksley and his entire team, especially Ja'Vay Brown, for helping put this on and making sure this thing is together. Oh, yeah, Scotty, you got to give yourself some props.
Yeah,
you're going to be Yeah. Scotty, I had to get Scott. I've been watching Scotty, like I say, since 2020. So I said, we have an HBCU panel. I said, Ja'Vay, how about getting my man Scotty to be the moderator for that panel? So big shout out to Scotty. He gonna be in Vegas.
I will be in Vegas. I will be the moderator for the HBCU panel. Hey, listen, it's some names on there, and she dropping them as they come. Eddie George, T.C. Taylor, Mickey Joseph, Eddie Robinson's gonna be in the building. So listen, listen, they gonna see me, and I'm gonna ask some questions. I'm gonna have some questions.
They ready for you, man. I gave you the alley-oop. I said I got the perfect person for it.
Listen, I'm 32, shacking that joker. Woo! You know what I'm saying? Reverse 380, verse 360. But listen, I appreciate Coach Zoe for trusting me that. I appreciate Miss Brown as well for entrusting me with the position. And I am doing my due diligence to make sure that we have a wonderful panel as well. So I thank them for that, man. But listen, make sure you are in attendance. All right, get your butt out to Vegas. It's going to be a show, and it's going to be, listen, great experience, man. Great. As Coach Zoe always tells me, networking. That's what it's all about.
If I'm a high school or junior college coach and we have what's called a making the jump panel, we're teaching you how to make that jump. If I'm a college coach that's trying to make a jump to the pros, we got Jamar Cain there to talk about that. We got Hugh Jackson. We got Marvin Lewis. We got all these people here to teach you how to make that jump. So it just would be a great time. Who don't want to come to a conference in Vegas? Come on, man.
No.
Come on now.
No.
Vegas. And I know it's Valentine's weekend. I hear all that. If you got to, bring your girl to Vegas.
My wife coming. Listen, 2 for 1 special, baby.
Yeah, 2 for 1 special, right
2 for 1 special, baby.
You know, big shout out to my brother Kevin Maurice. He getting married this weekend in Vegas, and he's still gonna be right there at the conference. So come on out. Come on to Vegas.
Listen. Coach said, Scotty, can you make it out to Vegas? I said, yes, I sure can. I said, me and my wife have never been. It is about to be a day now. I'm about to look like husband of the year. Okay.
There you go. You the man. You the man.
And I'm excited. Oh man, appreciate you, Coach. Listen, as Coach stated earlier, hey, it ain't too many coaches that have gone legit viral. And when I mean viral, I mean twice. Double it up. You doubled.
I went 18 million twice, viral twice, man. If you're gonna get it right twice. Twice.
Oh man! Listen, this is the video that has everybody in stitches, and it.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. My music hits so hard, makes me say, oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me. What am I to run into? Because it's good when you know you're down. I see the whole head from the oak, cause I know it's Sanchez, it's Butcher. You can't touch that. I told you, homeboy, you can't touch that.
Hey man, listen, that's some moves. Come on, man, that's some moves.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show, coach.
I wasn't trying, man. My head coach, Brent Brennan, which I've been knowing since 99. As you see, when he did this, he called me out. I had no idea I was being recorded. I had no idea that we had a live DJ Brother Reese, big shout out to him, DJing in practice. And one of the coaches next to me said, man, that sounds like Rick James. And I said, no, man, you can't touch this. And I didn't even trip. And I look over, he smiled. And when he did this first, you see me do this, like, He's like, no, you better come on. So I just had a pure flashback, man, and just mixed all kind of stuff together. Didn't know where I was going with it and had a good time. And the players had no idea that was in my background. I never liked talking about it. Yeah. Once the cat got out the bag, it got out the bag.
Now, let me ask you this. How is your relationship? Because I know you were about to dive into it. How is your relationship with Hammer, and how did that all come about of your partnership with Hammer at the time?
Yeah, that's my brother. That's my big brother. Hammer also went to McClymonds High School.
Jesus.
When he started out, School of Champions, man. I'm telling Bill Russell. When I say Bill Russell and Frank Robinson, that's in the right. Everybody just be quiet. Then you throw in Paul Silas. Just be quiet, man. Y'all leave that alone. It's on the middle of our gym. It says McClymonds High School, School of Champions. But anyway, so Hammer was older than me. He was started off local, and he had Busted Records, which was in Oakland. He had his own record label. Him and his brother, Louis Burrell, they started Busted Records. And then once he ended up going to a major signing with Capitol Records, he shot his video prior to that. Let's Get It Started video in Oakland at Sweet Jimmy's nightclub. Me and my good friend Michael Sessions, aka Heavy Ho, we showed up.
Heavy what?
Heavy Ho, man. We got this group. Hold on now. I got to give y'all a scoop. They don't make these no more. Here you go, Ho Frat Ho. There it go.
Ho Frat Ho.
That's my boy Heavy Ho. There I go, King Ho. You got Mighty Ho, Low Ho, X Ho. We shot the video. Pull it up. Southern University, 1992, Ho Frat Swing. The first guys to shoot a video at an HBCU.
Okay.
This was in 1992. Ain't nobody did it since. We was before Drumline. We had it out there. We pull up the video. This is the group, Ho Frat Ho. But anyway, I still got my stuff. So we went to the video like the party ho, not the other thing. Ho Frat Ho, that makes sure.
Oh, like, hey, okay.
Yeah, you see, let's get that straight now. I want no problem. Let's get that straight. So we go and shoot the video. Before that happened, we get in the video with Hammer. He gives us a little cameo. We did so well. I ended up hooking up with my friend Alvin Anderson, which he was in Southern California, and when Hammer signed his deal with Capitol, there it is. I ain't making this up now. When you go to verse 2, you see, there you go, Ho Frat Ho, Ho Frat Swing. I'm telling you what, Busted Records. We was on the label. This is when I met Deion Sanders. Me and his dad was on Pops. See, that's Heavy Ho right there, my big homie. God rest his soul. That's my dog. When you get to verse 2, I'm all Atlanta geared out. I got the Atlanta Falcon gear. Deion Sanders sent me for the video. And that's what we was chopping it up when we played Colorado. We was just chopping it up about that after the game. Me and his dad, we called Pops. We was on the tour together on the same tour bus, and he looked out for me. So big shout out to Coach Prime, Coach Sanders, for looking out for me way back then. Him and Hammer was best of friends, and we were on the same record label. When he Busted Records, that's where he made the record, Must Be the Money.
Wow.
There I go, right there.
Okay.
Atlanta Falcons, Southern University. This is before See that this is way back. This is on the campus, Southern University. We were the first group to put all the fraternities. You got the Kappas, the Alphas, the Sigmas, and Omegas all on one video. We were the first group to ever put them all together like that. That had never been done. You see me rapping, you know, they call me King, I'm dropping soul. I got some lyrics on there too, but we're gonna get into that too. But yeah, that's the video. That's the Atlanta Falcon gear. A lot of people don't know. You're getting exclusive stuff here, brother.
Come on, man.
You get some exclusive stuff. So I sent this to Coach Odom when he was at Southern, and I sent him the video because they took good care of us. You know, it gave me, once again, that brother from West Oakland, that Hammer, gave me that opportunity. Went on tour in '89 as a summer thing with Budweiser Superfest. It went so well, we did the Arsenio Hall. They put me in the mix video. We shot that in Detroit. And when that blew up, that's when he said, no, y'all coming back. And we started training for the Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em, the movie. And when we did the Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em, the movie, that's when we did the choreography. You can't touch this and all that stuff. And that became part of my life. Went to Paisley Park Studio with Prince in Minnesota for our training camp. That we had a boot camp in Paisley Park to train for the Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em, the movie.
What does training look like at Prince? Like what is
man, he had a Prince thing. We first of all, remember, I'm fresh, just a young Zoe. All of us, myself, Sydney, Zaris, Alvin, we fresh off playing football and running track in college ourselves. So yeah. That's how I became. It wasn't that I was the best quote unquote dancer, but I was the lead choreographer because I was in charge of the training and making all the workouts. So little did I know back then, I was coaching then. That's when the seed was planted. Hammer trusted me to over all the dancers to make sure the training regimen and the eating and just all this different stuff that we were doing to get ourselves ready for the tour, which was a 9-month tour. It hasn't been done since. 9 months straight. No one has done that. We were trying to top Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation tour, and I was like, whoo, we got our work cut out. But we went on a 9-month U.S. tour, nonstop, no breaks, and we was at it. We did Oprah in the process, Arsenio Hall a couple more times in the process. So traveling the world, I got a chance to go to places like Houston and New Orleans, and even going Uncle Luke down in Miami. They always took care of me. Yeah, Strawberries. That was his club too. Shout out to Uncle Luke Strawberries. But we used to go out, but it just made me appreciate traveling and seeing other people's issues and how things are, just not just where you from, but where you know how people go through stuff. So when I went back home to Oakland, I wanted to give all that back, and that's what got me into coaching. So all the discipline that Hammer instilled in me, he supported me. You know, I didn't want to be, I knew I couldn't dance my whole life now. Yeah. Come on, man. You see the video, this is 1992. The other one is 1989. So that's 3 years, man. My last show, real show, the Grammys. That was the apex of my career. I got a chance to dance with MC Hammer on the stage for the Grammys. And that was our last performance with him. And I just wanted to take that experience and come back and give back to young Black men and young Black women, because I was a track coach too, and show them that through education and through having hope and just doing right things, you can change your life. And then, like I said, by that time, my son's 4 years old. I wanted him to see his dad doing something positive, man. He got into a lot of fights at school because nobody believed him that his daddy danced with MC Hammer.
Man, that's an experience in itself, just bragging about that. Yeah. Got a question from the gallery. Says, Scotty, asked him if he was dancing with my homegirl, B. Angie B.
Yes, B. Angie B. Son the hook on Juicy Got You Crazy. If you go to Oaktown 357, Juicy Got You Crazy video, you see the 4 dudes dancing in the back. I'm one of those. We did the choreography. We did the choreography for them too. She was on tour with us, and just to see her career. She's from Mississippi, and she was just a sweetheart of a woman, very close. We was all a family. Yeah. 357, BNGB, you know, all of us. Torture, the singers, Special Generations, my boys out of Florida, you know, Benito out of Arkansas. Jimmy Burrell, all of us, man, we were a family, man. Everybody was soft touch. I can't forget about my girls. We all was a family on tour. Hammer took care. He took care of a lot of people, man. A lot of people don't give him enough credit for what he's done. We are still friends to this day. I was just at his house the other day, and his son, Booby Burrell, big shout out. He gave me my autograph MC Hammer bobblehead, man. You know, he dug that out, man. So I had to bring that back, put it in my office, man. So I was just at his house last week. So yes, we are friends. His son, Booby, is in the coaching. He'll be in Vegas. I'm gonna introduce y'all, and him and his other son, Jamars Burrell. They'll be out there in Vegas. They've got into coaching. I'm very proud of them just to see how they've grown in it, because this is the third year they've come. They've came every year with me to Vegas, and just to see their growth in the coaching and this coaching thing. He's always supported me. I coached Jamars, myself, and his other nephew. I've coached him. I've coached two of his family members. But from day one, he's always supported me. When we first took the kids from Oakland to play against Crenshaw in LA and Dorsey from LA, him and Nnamdi Asomugha put their heads together and helped fly out a lot of kids that had never been on an airplane out of Oakland, fly them down to Los Angeles and play and help us buy uniforms, whatever it was I needed. Hammer always was there. Him and Nnamdi, Nnamdi was a blessing because he played for the Oakland Raiders. So I had Nnamdi Asomugha and MC Hammer. When you have those type of people backing you, you're able to see the next, whatever that is, Marcus Peters, Marshawn Lynch, those positive, just that I call it positive peer pressure, man. Antonio Davis, big shout out to Big Tone, graduated from me in '86. Indiana Pacers, Toronto Raptors. He funded my summer track team when we went to the Junior Olympics, which had DJ Williams and Kareem Kelly and Darryl Rideau and Sultan McCullough. Just people always wanting to come back and give back because they seen me coaching. And because I didn't want to be the dude that used to dance with Hammer. I got so tired of that. That's the dude that used to dance with MC Hammer, which I'm proud of it. But my name is Alonzo Carter, and I have some substance to me, and I want to be able to show a young black man from the inner city of West Oakland that can come back to where he's from and change lives and affect lives and give him an opportunity to do what I'm doing. And I'm still able to do it now with the coalition. Like I say, big shout out to Coach Loxley for giving me a chance to be on the board, the executive chair, to try to make sure that the coaches now are all giving back. And just the relationships I've made during this time, man, it's a blessing, man. Willie Simmons, I can't say enough about him.
Shout out to Shotgun.
Yeah, that's my man, Willie, man. We call it big bro, little bro, Hugh Jackson. I mean, those are just people that I can pick up the phone. Marvin Lewis, somebody that I thought I was Marvin Lewis. When they won the Baltimore Ravens, when I was a high school coach, I said I am Marvin Lewis. And here I am hanging out with Marvin Lewis. And
that's big time. That's big time.
So it's just a blessing, man.
Now, Coach, let's make a transition into some Arizona stuff, right? That's where you got your bear down stuff on. I see them. This section is called What Player, right? I'm going to give you a topic. I'm going to give you a question, and you tell me from this current team what player, right? What player you feel. What player on your current team could be a professional comedian?
Justin Flo.
What position does he play, and why do you say that?
He plays linebacker, and he's a character. He got all the character, and he's number 0. He has all the character. He always flexing. If you go to our page and you see his picture, you're going to say, yep, he's not lying. He could even be a wrestler if he wanted to be.
Hey, listen, that WWE money good.
Yeah, Justin Flo.
Justin Flo. Shout out to him. All right, Coach, next player. What player could be a future head coach?
Noah Fafita, our quarterback.
Oh, okay. I like that.
He's already like a coach. He was sitting in the meetings with us today. He's a real sharp individual. He's always on point. He's a team guy. Everybody loves him. He's real humble. Just a blessing to be around. But Noah Fafita is going to be a coach one day. I put my money on that.
I like that. Next one, Coach. What player could run for president?
I'm a double down. Noah Fafita.
Come on.
I love Noah. Noah is just so humble, and he just gives so much back to the community. He's always out there with the kids. He's coaching our next level football program ran by Brandon Sanders. He just loves it, man. Everybody loves him as an individual. You would never think he's this high profile athlete. He's real humble. And I just think, coming where he's come from. His family has done a fabulous job raising that young man. He got my vote anytime.
Okay, I liked it. Now, let's last one question, Coach. I need you to think outside the box.
Okay.
I need you to really put your thinking cap on, right?
Okay.
What player would you allow to date your oldest daughter? It got to be a respectable young man on that team that you feel, you know what, I would give my blessing to.
That's deep. See, tricky because some of these guys got girlfriends, so you're gonna cause a problem. When I say their name, they can be like, "Oh, so you trying to hook my?"
Well,
it's not a hookup, but I have to say, just my day-to-day dealings with them, I'm gonna be a little biased. I'm gonna come in my own room, in the running back room, because I watched this young man work and transition. He comes from a great two-parent home. Kedrick Briscano. He's my running back. He's from Houston, Texas, and he's just got here. Came to us he was at Ole Miss. He's been with us for 4 years, and the work ethic he has, and just being around him and seeing him grow. Him and a guy like Genesis Smith. He's another. I know you said I can't double up, but Genesis is on defense.
Yeah,
Kedrick's on offense. So Kedrick Briscano, Genesis Smith. They are the poster boys of what you want as far as a young man on and off the football field. Both of them young men could come say, "What you think, Dad?" They would get the thumbs up.
That's respect, Coach. That's respect. I like it. Let's dive a little deep. 4-8.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of high hopes. You were bringing a lot of talent back. You had some great portal guys that came in. What do you feel went wrong in the tracks?
Well, if you look at that in two phases, there was a part of that season where we were 3-1, and we had just upset Utah at Utah. They were ranked number 15 in the country. So we were feeling real good about the season. The guys were playing well, but as part of football, but no one ever wants to make excuses for it. But the amount of season-ending injuries that we had, I've never seen anything like it before. And it was like our key core starters. And when you get to losing starting O-linemen and starting pretty much 3/4 of our secondary and people out there playing hard. And then if you look at the Texas Tech game and the West Virginia game, which were two games we could have very well won, we're talking 6-6 and now a bowl game. Now we're talking possible 7-win season. But we try to look forward. We don't look back. We don't make any excuses. Coach Brennan getting here, we all got hired late. It's been a whole year for me now, late January. Yes, we did retain a lot of our guys, but we also lost some guys last year. So we feel like now that we have the people that love football and that want to be here and want to represent this, being a Arizona Wildcat has to have some meaning to it. You got to want to be here. You got to want to represent the city of Tucson. And I think that when you have great players like a Ricky Hundley and a Chuck Cecil and a Bobby Wade and Brandon Sanders and just Trung candidate, which I can't wait to talk to. Big shout out to Trung, one of the best running backs, and even my cousin Marcel Wade. I always got to give him some love. I got history here, man. It's my first cousin, Marcel Wade. He came to Arizona back in the 80s. He picked Arizona over USC and the University of Washington, played for Coach Tomey. So he's here in Tucson, and I love him. And just him showing me the way, the Wildcat way, the way things are supposed to be, having guys like Ricky Hundley and Chuck Cecil around the office every day, you will see a change. Keep your eye on Arizona football. Do not let that 4-8 get you kind of confused to what Coach Brennan and myself and the rest of this staff bring to the table. We got Joe Salavea, another alumni. He just back on our staff. Happy to have him back. Bobby Wade, he's our receiver coach. He's an Arizona guy. We just have a great staff, man. We're gonna make some changes. You're gonna see some difference. You're gonna see the players buying into a culture that's all about just loving the game, loving football, and we will be healthy, and you're going to see the best version of us. I guarantee you. I'm not saying we're going undefeated, none of that. We're going to win the national championship. I'm not talking out both sides of my neck, but I guarantee you will see an improvement when you push play or when you are at home watching Arizona football, you will see. And then let's not, you know this one better than anybody. Let me see somebody take their best running back, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, aka Bill, lose him after week 1. And you seen what he did, MVP of the East-West Shrine.
Listen,
He's about to get drafted. Let me see you take your number 1 running back. Yes, let me see you lose him week 1 and how your season goes.
And you're going right down to my next question. I was going to say, what makes a great recruiter? Because you have been the Mountain West Recruiter of the Year. You come in, you steal. I mean, you get a flat out dog with Ja'Cory Merritt, who ends up being the MVP of the East-West Shrine. What makes a great recruiter in this day and age in college football?
Just being real, being your authentic self. When you're talking to someone's mom or dad or grandmother or auntie or a guardian, whoever that is, you just letting them know we're going to take care of them, not just as football players, but as the holistic part of being a man, taking you from being a young man to a man, and on and off the football field, we're going to take care of you. We have a Beyond Football program. Shout out to Brooke Blaine, which runs our Beyond Football program, which teaches you how to be great off the football field as well. So when you get an opportunity to go into a home and you are talking to yourself, especially if I'm talking to a father.
Yeah.
Because I'm a father before I'm a football coach. I tell people that all the time. I don't want your money. I don't want nothing from you. I want the best out of you. I have 4 children that have all graduated from college. I'm very proud of that. Most recently, my youngest son, Anthony Carter, shout out to him, graduated from Cal. Big shout out to Malachi Miller, my other son. He graduated from San Jose State last year. He was in the master's program. So when you have your children doing that, and my daughter, Alana Carter, she graduated from Cal State Northridge. I don't want to say, Dad, you left me out. And then Lil Zoe, that same teenage, remember I told you I was a teenage dad?
Yeah.
Well, my son graduated from Cal State East Bay, which is Cal State Hayward, on the same football field where I held him as a 1-year-old.
Come on.
Graduated and got his degree. So when you tell those stories to a parent, they realize who Alonzo Carter, the man, is.
That's good.
I'm a father. I'm gonna make sure that he's developed on and off the football field. And then when you throw in the development piece as far as the football, the next level, you talk to Bill. You'll get a chance, interview Bill, and ask him. He was always a great talent. Great talent. Did great things at Alabama State, great things in New Mexico. We played against him when I was at San Jose State. We knocked him upside his head, though. I had that 1-2 punch, Kyrie Robinson and Kweli Conley, but that's a different story. But we did get a chance to admire each other from across the sideline. So to coach him and now to prepare him for the next level, for Hula Bowl, for East-West Shrine, for NFL Combine, for the opportunity to play in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Not the football part, but the off the field part, the X's and O's, and understanding everything, how to interview, how to articulate, how to carry yourself as a young man, how to represent not only you, but this university and their name on the back of your jersey. So those are the things that when I'm talking to a family, that's what I'm talking about, because I'm as real as they come. One of the things people always attach to me is he's real, and that's why my Twitter is Real Coach Carter. That is not my movie. So please stop when y'all see, I seen your movie, Coach Carter. That is not my movie. I'm a real Coach Carter. That's a basketball movie. I'm a football coach.
He's the West Coast Carter. That's the East Coast Carter.
No. He's from Richmond. Ken Carter, good friend of mine. Ken Carter.
He's Richmond, LA, not
Richmond. Yeah, Richmond, right there. I'm from Oakland.
Yeah.
We know each other. This is no shade against Ken Carter. Ken Carter did some amazing things, and big shout out to him. I just get people keep saying, "Oh, I seen your movie." That's not my movie. Thank you. I should have a movie. Hopefully one day I will get a movie. I got to call my man. Hey, I'm calling y'all. Keenan Kugler, Ryan Kugler. I know all the Kuglers. Y'all come see your man.
You know all the Kuglers?
Oh, I coached them.
Oh,
I coached
my God.
Noah Kugler and Keenan Kugler. I coached them at Berkeley High School. Ryan had already graduated. He went from St. Mary's High School to he played at Sac State. He was gonna run on my summer team. I know everybody, man. Come on, man.
I told you,
I know everybody.
Let me ask you this, Coach, from your Arizona team, McMillan. What makes him a top 10 pick? I mean, he's freakishly athletic, but you know, what when you see him in practice, the day-to-day, the man that he is, what makes him a top 10 pick?
He just got that dog mentality, man. With an AWG, make sure we getting that right. DAWG. He never backs down. You know, he just goes. He gets after it. You know, he feel like he can win any one-on-one battle. That ball in the air, he's going to get it. He is going to get it. He's a rare two-sport athlete where it's football and volleyball.
Oh, wow.
You always hear about football and track and football and basketball. But football and volleyball, man, he's spiking that thing. He can track the ball. He's so athletic, man, and he's so laid back and chill. He just loves playing football. You know, he does no problems off the field. He just wants to play football. He'll be a better pro than he was even in college.
Oh, wow. Why do you feel that?
Because it's just ball. You know, some guys just want to play the game. You know, part of college football is a lot of stuff you got to do, you know, that comes with when you're on a big team. It's 80. Remember, college football, you're talking 110, 120 people.
Yeah.
In the pros, you're talking 53 grown men. So now you get to kind of isolate and perfect your craft. You know, it's a little bit more than just, you know, you on a college campus and everybody, you know, kind of, you know, they raving about who you are. Something. He never got caught up into that. He always at the autograph signing things. You know, him and Noah, best of friends. He just wanted to be one of the guys. He didn't want to be this high profile guy that everybody was making him. He was always just chill. He used to spend a lot of time with his receiver coach, Bobby Wade, which played 11 years in the league. So Bobby was a huge influence and a huge mentor on him. He broke the all-time receiving record, which Bobby was excited about that. I mean, T-Mac was chill, man. I love my 1 year being around him. I used to poke at him here and there just to get him going, but he was as chilled as they come, man. And he's going to be a great pro. You know, you haven't seen the best of him at all.
I like it. I hope the Cowboys go get him. How do you feel? How do you feel before we make this transition? How do you feel about where college football is headed with NIL, transfer portal, and all the things that are coming down those pipelines?
It's turned into a business, man. It's a lot of teams got general managers, chief of staff. You know, all those things are necessary. Shout out to Guy Crowley, our general managers. You know, it's necessary. You got do a lot of roster management. NIL was big, but now that's going to move more into the revenue share, which is where college football is trending. So to be able to manage all that stuff, you got guys, like I said, we got guys Crowley, we got Fletcher Kelly, you know, all those guys, our chief of staff, Ben Thenis, all those guys are the people that are managing the team. You know, we go out and coach, but we still there's money to be raised. There's different roster projections. I just was in here today with Fletcher and Gotchka, and we was projecting next year's roster. And, you know, I don't get into no talks about no money. I don't talk about no money. If a player talk about me about some money, I said, I got something for you. I said, what you got, coach? I got a food stamp card and a bus pass. If we ain't talking about that, I don't even want to talk about it. You go in there and talk. That is not my spot. Do you love football and do you want to be developed? Now, and this is my advice to anybody that's listening, young men and young ladies, don't let your little bag mess up your big bag.
Okay. Break that down for him, coach.
Don't let that little bag you chasing right now mess up your big bag. And you'll be surprised at how many people, some people listen, but some people don't. That portal, it can make you or you can break you. You chasing money, you chasing the wrong thing. Chase education, chase opportunity. Can I live there? Can I go to school there? Chase that. Make sure you pick in the location where you're going to be successful on and off the field. Don't get to chasing money because all money ain't good money. And that's an old school saying, you know, and when you raise right and you have the right people involved, it'll be good for you. And parents, same thing. Don't let that little bag mess up your big bag because sometimes there's all kind of people in your ear and telling you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Make that a family decision. Y'all huddle up as a family and make sure you pick an opportunity and making sure you're picking the right situation because college football is crazy now. It's crazy. It's a fun thing. It's a great sport. It's something that this is the only time you're going to have this many people, even though they're cutting the rosters to 105, No other sport has that many people where it's the most diverse sport in the country. There's no other sport like college football.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most diversity you're going to get. You're going to get all these different people. You're trying to blend them all together, and you're trying to have one agenda, which is to win a national championship. So that's a tough thing. There's a lot of great coaches out there doing a great job. There's a lot of programs out there doing a great job. But my advice is players, parents, and coaches, high school coaches, junior college coaches, don't have your players chasing the money. Please, because it's not all money is not good money, and letting that little bag mess up your big bag, which means the NFL. If you're that good, then fine. And even if you're not, get your degree and take that and become a professional in life. You don't have to make it to the NFL to be successful. Make sure you have a degree and you use that degree to allow you to become a six-figure something in what? It doesn't have to be in sports. It can be in life. You can be a you can get a job at Google or Adobe or Apple or whatever. Be a real estate agent, be a doctor, whatever it is you want to be that. Don't let football, the aura of the NFL or the aura of, I can get paid to do this while I'm in college, be the reason why you pick a school and then you're not productive. And next thing you know, you didn't let your little bag mess up your big bag. That's a real thing.
That's tough. Listen, PSA announcement right there. That's free game. That's free game right there.
I give out free game. Now I got to charge you sometime, but that one was free.
That's free. Listen, again, if you are not in Vegas,
there's a problem.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what you're doing. Okay.
And especially, I'm calling y'all, all my West Coast folks. Come on now. When the East Coast and the Midwest and the South come out to Vegas, they there to meet y'all. It's got to be a brotherhood, a sisterhood. We out there to bond. We out there to network. We out there to meet some of the greatest people in this business. You got a chance to rub elbows with some of the top people in the industry. And networking is half the battle. Just look at that picture right there. You got Herm Edwards sitting in the seat.
Yeah.
And then when you look at this lineup, come on, man. This is a great lineup. We got I got a Latino panel. I got a Polynesian panel. I got an HBCU panel. I got a Making the Jump panel. We have a GM panel. I mean, every panel you can think of. Look at these panels, man. We got some panels going on. You got the UFL Fellowship panel, which they got a partnership with. We talking some good stuff. An agent panel, all these different panels. And then we talking some ball. Day 2, we're gonna talk straight football. This is to me, you can't beat this. And then we have the awards dinner and then the night before on Friday night. So this is a great celebration. It's an opportunity for everybody to come together in Las Vegas, Nevada, mix a little fun with a little business and have a good time and just network and meet people. I'm excited. This is our 3rd year giving it and being in Vegas, and I'm so excited to see where this is going. And once again, thanks for Coach Loxley for being the man with the vision, for making all this happen. And then Raj, Haroon, appreciate y'all for what y'all do. And got to give a big shout out to Gervais Brown because she's the one behind the scenes putting a lot of logistics. She's over logistics. She's doing a lot of stuff making this happen. And I just really appreciate her. We work together, and it's just a pleasure to work with a great team of people. And I appreciate Coach Locks for putting me in the seat to be able to promote and be a true man. I wear my wristband every day. There you go. National Coalition for Minority Football Coaches. I wear this every day.
I'm glad you say that.
I wear this every day. I don't not wear this. I mean it. I'm year round with it.
How did you become the executive committee chair, and what are your duties?
That's a great question. So I became the executive committee chair. First, I started off just as a member.
Okay.
I was just a regular member back in 2020 when I was doing I used to call them West Coast Zoom clinics. I used to have all these clinics on Zoom when college football was shut down because of COVID. And I had great guests on there like Eric Bieniemy, Mike Loxley, James Franklin. You know, these guys were on there. Dino Babers. I mean, all the minority coaches I had on there on one. Kalani Sataki, just had all David Shaw, had all these Derek Mason. I can go on. And Tony Elliott, when he was an OC, now he's the head coach, which he will be. Big shout out to Tony Elliott coming from Virginia. He will be in Vegas. Had all these guys on these Zoom calls Oh, Jamel Hill, y'all see that? ESPN, y'all know who that is. Now y'all got that. She dope too, just as humble, just a great sister. You would love to meet her. Just as dope, as real as you ever come. Look forward to meeting her too. I've seen her and kind of wave. I act like Shy Brother on 5 Heartbeats. You know, you kind of just wave. But this time I'm gonna have to go up and shake her hand. Say, man, did you see me? I gave you a shout out on Scotty's show. Remember I said me and Scotty might be with me.
Take the clip with you. Take the clip with you. Okay?
Yeah, we had to go say hello and really shake her hand this time. Not no Shy Brother on 5 Heartbeats. But my duties, once I got in it, Coach Locks put the executive committee together, and the whole point of it was to create regions where, since we were a nationwide organization, you can call people in the Midwest, the South, the West Coast, different people that you can reach out to if you had ideas to be able to contact them. So I wanted to take a step further and was like, hey, we need to get more coaches involved and create a bigger committee so the committee could grow. So they was like, well, would you like to run it? Because me being a coach myself, I get a lot of calls on, man, y'all should be doing this, y'all should be doing that, we should be more of this, less of that. And that's why if you look back on the original agenda from 3 years ago, all these different panels and different things you're seeing is ideas that I get, and I bring it to Gervais. She shoots it up to Coach Loxley. It goes through the executive board, which got guys like Ozzie Newsome, Nick Saban, Mike Tomlin. They're on the executive board. Desiree Francois Reed, which is my AD now, they make a lot of decisions that affects the whole big picture for the coalition. So me being on the executive committee, I went out and picked 20 to 25 coaches across the country that was spread out that I felt that could help bring us together and share the vision of it. Yeah, look at that board, man. That's them real ones, them heavy hitters right there. Come on, man. That's
a few. Bill Poley and Ozzie Newsome, Mike Tomlin, Doug Williams, Nick Saban.
Yeah. Look, they making the, and there's Raj and Gervais, and like I said, Haroon, which does all the social media stuff you see out. That's him that do it. So these are the people behind the scenes that don't get enough credit for what they do, for the stuff they put into. And then the executive committee, look, it's spread out. You got people all across the country, high school coaches, Division I coaches, HBCU coaches, you name it. I got a chance to put their names up and come together, and they give me ideas. I'm not a one-man show. We meet once a month and try to come up what would make the coalition better. What do we need to see for this thing to grow? And I'm just honored to work with a lot of those coaches, because a lot of them are head coaches, you know, like I say, a Willie Simmons, a Tremaine Jackson, the new PV, which I love that interview. See, you hit me. I was with Tremaine when I was in Houston. Yeah. I said, hold on a minute. He right. You want me to hook you up? I can make that happen. You know, just little things like that, Scotty, real talk. Those people, when you have an influence and you know how to use your influence, it's not all about you. It's about helping others. That's why they put me in that chair, to be like, hey, what do you think the coaches want? What kind of events? What kind of things that we need to do to promote our coaches? Like, we're going to revise our mentor program. I'm going to have a mentor program. We're having a mentor panel in Vegas, and we want to be able to get 3 to 4 coaches mentored by some of the top Power 5 or NFL coaches nationwide. So they'll be able to get that, what does it mean to take that next step, and different stuff like that, and having a conference. And I'm encouraging coaches, especially high school coaches, it's membership. We don't make money off of you, so you know. So $50 membership for a high school coach, you should be part of this. And we got an HBCU panel. We started this off 3 years ago, and why you think we can get a TC Taylor, you know, on there to come with Eddie Robinson and Mickey Joseph. Those guys come in. Damon Wilson from Morgan State.
Eddie George.
He comes every year. Eddie George. You know, all these men coming across the country because they want to network and they want to give back. We had Trey Oliver and Chennis Berry on there my first year, you know. So a lot of these guys that are a part of this program are doing some things that, you know, Aaron James, can't forget about him, Tuskegee. He comes every year. Him and Ruff, AD Ruffin, that's my man. You know, he comes every year, and Tuskegee University. He comes every year, he brings his whole staff, just like my coach, Coach Brent Brennan, Shout out to him. Our whole staff will be in attendance. Arizona, when I was at San Jose State, we did the same thing over there. So it's just being in the chair, in the seat that I have, I don't take it lightly. It's all about servicing coaches, making sure you've been on my Zoom calls, 200, 300 coaches on the Zoom call, and we bring it on there, and I'm bringing guest speakers to show what you need to do to go to that next level. And when the coalition called me and said, we want you to be the head of the executive committee, I accepted that with grace. They didn't think I would have time. It's challenging, but I made time because I knew if I was a coach like I was when I was a high school and junior college coach for 25 years, had I had a chance to meet a guy like Alonzo Carter to help me network and to help me promote my student athletes, whether it be Division I or NAIA, Division II, Division III, whatever it is, but having that coast to coast connection is the biggest thing that I wanted to bring to the table. And I've met a lot of male and female coaches that are great in this profession from all ethnic groups, and to continue to let that brand grow and to continue to carry out the vision of the coalition that Coach Loxley had in the beginning. I'm just honored and flattered to be able to do it.
I love it. Coach, these last few questions before I let you go, I'm gonna dive into some touchy topics, but I just want to get your opinions on them. You know, why do most minority coaches end up as a running backs coach or a recruiting coordinator? Because like you said, I've been on a couple of your calls and I've heard those coaches say, hey, you know, how do we get out of these roles? How do we get into these, you know, DCs and OCs and wide receiver coaches and things like that, and they get out those roles? So in your opinion, what are some ways that these coaches can step outside of that and really get into those bigger roles?
Well, that's a great question, Scotty, and it's a real question because look at me. I'm a product of that. I was a head high school coach at McClymonds High School, went to Berkeley High School, and I was a head coach at Contra Costa Junior College. Hall of Fame career, just got nominated to the Contra Costa College Hall of Fame, did all that stuff. And then my first job, and I'm grateful to have it, was a running back coach at San Jose State. But I wasn't just content on being a running back coach, because 9 times out of 10, when they hire us at a running back, wide receiver, or DB coaches, which is a common, most of them look like me. So how can we be the next great one? And the way you do that, you just master your craft and you let people see you, that you know the game. You don't just want to be viewed as a great recruiter. Now, if that gets you in the door, great. But just don't be content with just being there, because when you get there, it's still work. You still got to be a master of your craft, and you always want to be where your feet are. Don't get in the door and be looking for your next job. You know, be where your feet are. You know, I had a Zoom call where I had Jerry Mack and Tony Elliott on there, you know, when they were coordinators, and now to see them be head coaches, man, it's a blessing, man. And I can pick up the phone and get advice and talk to Willie Simmons or Jerry Mack or Hugh Jackson, just hearing them. And Hugh Jackson makes a very good point. He wants more coaches to be encouraged to be quarterback coaches, because we never get the guru tag on us. You know, everybody always talk about, oh, well, he's a people's person. You know, he's a player's coach. You know, we always get that, you know, which is great. But why not be known like the Pep Hamiltons of the world? Shout out to him. Congratulations. He's with Coach Loxley, or the Mike Loxleys, or the David Shaws, the guys that are offensive guys that can think, the Jerry Macks, you know, the Tony Elliott's, the Willie Simmons. You want to be that. And sometimes it can get discouraging because they're not given those, you know, opportunities. Look at Willie. Willie was the head coach at FAMU, and everybody knows Willie Simmons was a great play caller. Yeah. Willie Simmons played quarterback. But his first job, and he wasn't knocking it, was a running back coach at Duke. Yeah, you know, to get to the Power 5. Now, he was great. He did what he's supposed to do. We don't complain. But he took it, just what I'm saying. Be great at where you are and where your feet are at, and just continue to excel and elevate. And you fast forward 365, now he's a head coach at FIU, which he should have been the head coach at a group of 5, 2-3 years ago. But that's a different story. But you got to master your craft. You got to learn how to become a CEO. Don't just be a person that's there just to coach or recruit, because it starts with being a head coach of your position. How you gonna be the head coach of a football team or head coach of a side of a ball when you can't even be the head coach of your position? So that was one of Kenwick Thompson. Big shout out to him. He taught me that years ago. He said, "Man, be the head coach of your position."
That's good.
And that's when he was left from San Jose State and got the linebacker job at Cal. And I really took that to heart. So when you get into a position like me, you go from just being a running back coach to the recruiting coordinator to the assistant head coach. So I'm constantly trying to climb up that ladder. And my next goal is I want to be a head coach. You know, big congratulations to Tremaine Jackson and Brennan Marion, guys that you will see in Vegas. We've had numerous conversations on those career goals, on trying to get to that next step and to master that. So when you see a guy like Brennan Marion do what he does, you see a guy like Tremaine Jackson do what he's done, you see a guy like Willie Simmons and the Tony Elliott's and the Jerry Max, when you continue to see it and they move up, it gives you some hope, it gives you some inspiration, but it also, you see that pattern. They mastered what they do. They're viewed as great at a side of the ball, and once they got up a chance to be a CEO, which is a head coach, you're going to see those results moving forward. So I'm excited to watch all four of them young men do what they're going to do in their future. But we get put in those positions because, let's be real, the people that plays running back, wide receiver, or defensive back, they look like me. So who do you go get to recruit those families? Who do you get to go into them homes?
Yeah.
People that look like me. Big shout out to KJ Black. Look at KJ Black. KJ Black went from FAMU to the Rams. Now he's with the Atlanta Falcons. He's coaching them quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm excited to see a guy like his career, to see him do what he do, because I met KJ through the Zoom under Willie Simmons. So you just got to have the mindset of, I'm not just going to be content on being in one spot. I am going to try to take that next step in my career. And you need to just surround yourself with a lot of positive peer pressure and people that can help you develop professionally. And like I said, I had guys like Ron Gould, John Embry, the assistant head coach with the Miami Dolphins, Eric Bieniemy himself. You know, I can pick up the phone and talk to EB and just giving me direction, and people that I can talk to. Obviously, Mike Loxley, Derek Mason. Those are people that I call on and just try to stay inspired. Willie Taggart. You know, Willie Taggart that's how I met Willie Simmons. I met Willie Taggart. Willie Taggart introduced me to Willie Simmons. So those are the type of people you want in your life. Those are the people that you want to keep you inspired. And then when the top of the food chain, Hugh Jackson and Marvin Lewis. I'm gonna keep saying their names because those are people I aspire to be like, and they give me great advice. And those are people that I lean on for mentorship.
I like that. Now, you touched on, because I'm gonna get to a topic that I really want to touch on, but I want to go back to what you said about your aspirations to be a head coach. And I've seen your name come across the HBCUs for head coach. What do you think you could bring to an HBCU? Because we're in the day and age of celebrity, you know. What do you think, with your West Coast connections, what does Alonzo Carter head coach look like at an HBCU?
Well, I'm gonna be clear because I'm very thankful and blessed to be where I'm at.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Really, you know, happy to be the assistant head coach here for the University of Arizona. It's been a blessing to be here, to be at the same school. Like I said, that my cousin played at, Marcel Wade. I was at his graduation. I actually performed on tour in Tucson on stage with MC Hammer in 1990, and the football team came on the stage. So this is full circle for me.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy to be where I'm at in the city of Tucson doing what I do. But not just at a HBCU, but just in period. Alonzo Carter is a leader. He's a leader of men. And when you get an opportunity, because a lot of times people don't realize there's a lot of FCS programs at the HBCU ranks, just like there's in different parts, but they get lumped together. So when you see the blueprints that have been laid, that you see successful programs that non-HBCU coaches like Eddie George and Deion Sanders, how they have come in and laid a foundation and done things outside of the norm, which people try to put them in this box. And I don't think it's fair. I don't think it gives enough credit to the great coaches like T.C. Taylor, Trey Oliver, Chinnis Berry, Coach Pugh, like before he retired. You don't give them men enough credit. If you ever talk ball with any of them brothers, man, they dynamic. Have a conversation with Trey Oliver, man. You'll be ready to
run through a wall. He's so
man.
He's
talk, and don't get me started on Chinnis. Man, that's Coach Dawson. Dawson Odoms when he was at Southern and then he was at Norfolk. Just when you talk to them brothers, man, you realize that they are football coaches. Willie Simmons, Terry Sims, them dudes is real football coaches, man. They love it. And when you get to talk to them, you like, well, I want one of those. I want one of those opportunities to be one of them, not just a HBCU coach, but a head coach. And I think that's something that they try to put them in a box, and I don't think it's fair. So when you take Alonzo Carter, where people go, oh, well, you would come out here to do that? I mean, you just seen the video, man. Whole fresh wing, 1992, Southern University, man. I done been on the campus. I know what it looked like. I know what that culture is like. And it's just, who would want to be amongst their own? Who wouldn't want? My mother's from Memphis, Tennessee. My daddy's from Troy, Alabama. Really Brundage. But who wouldn't want to coach in an environment where you would have an opportunity to do something like that? So I just have a lot of respect for those coaches, and I have a lot of respect for all head coaches at every level, because it is hard. It is hard whether you be at Division II, NAIA, Division III, FCS, and don't get started on the Group of 5 or Power 5. There's a lot of pressure. But everybody got to start somewhere. And when you get an opportunity to sit in that seat, to sit in that chair, to be the CEO, you better run a program, and you're going to see men playing with passion. You're going to see people that love the game of football. They're going to be in the community. They're going to be respectful on and off the football field. They're going to be disciplined. We're going to graduate. We're going to do all those things that on and off the field that you want your program to represent, and they're going to play fast, violent, and physical. That's my motto, FVP. Don't steal my stuff now. I need to copyright this stuff, Scotty. Everybody watch your show. Fast, violent, and physical. That's what we're going to play, and we're going to play with a lot of passion and a lot of pride. You're going to have guys that graduate and just show you that they love whatever they represent, whatever that emblem is, whatever that logo is. They're going to represent that on and off the football field. And that's something that I just, if my day will come, I'm very thankful to have been a head coach for 20-some years. And it just frustrating sometimes because people try to discount me as a head coach at the high school level, at the junior college level in California. But in other states, if you're a head high school coach, you get a chance to move up to a Group of 5 or Power 5. It has a little bit more validity to it. So you help others with nothing in return. When I help people, I'm not looking for nothing in return, but I am looking for opportunity to people just hear me out and see what I have to say, and just people to see who I am, the man, the person. And if I'm the person that fits your program, then I'm all about it. But I'm very happy to be here. I'm very thankful to be here. My opportunities here have been just wonderful. Our athletic director, Desiree, has been just, oh man, she's just, to see her from a distance, what she did at UNLV and what she did at Missouri, Desiree Francois Reed, she's great, man. She got all the juice, and she's on the board.
I'm looking at, I'm like,
oh yeah, she's on that.
I'm like, did I see her name?
End up working together. Yeah, she's on the board for the coalition. So just she was speaking last year at Vegas, and then 3 weeks later ended up being an athletic director. We was like, wow, because she was just at Missouri, but she's an Arizona grad herself. So just to be able to work with people and people see who you are, the genuine self, my genuine heart, where I am with this. Trey Oliver gave me the biggest compliment I think I ever could have gotten, because it gets hard. It gets when you helping people and you feel like you can't even help yourself. He called me one day. He said, "Zoe, you're a unicorn." And I was like, "What you mean?" He said, "Brother, do you see all these brothers you helping? People don't do that without an agenda. You helping people with no agenda. You just helping people, don't even realize what you're helping." And I had to look back one day and reflect. I've helped over 125 coaches get jobs. I'm not an agent. I don't get nothing out of it.
Hey, listen.
You know,
Hey, listen.
125 coaches get
That
jobs.
might be a lane. Carter
You know,
agency.
so I just love watching
Yeah.
people like my
Yeah.
former player Jeffrey Anderson, which is now the DB coach for the Cleveland Browns, or a HBCU grad like Isaac Williams that was at North Carolina Central. Now he's the assistant O-line coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Those guys are being Vegas. And when you see guys make them jumps and go through their career and get a chance to elevate and get a chance to rub elbows with people like I say, the Eric Bieniemys, the Marvin Lewises, and the Hugh Jacksons, when you get the Pep Hamiltons, when you get a chance to meet guys that have coached on the professional level and on the college level, and you see that you really barking up the right tree and you really preaching the same thing ethically that they teach at every level, you know, not just on a high school or collegiate level, but at every level, you have to go back to your experiences. And a lot of my experiences, I've been around a lot of pro athletes, but I was around them before they were pros. And one thing they all have in common is work ethic. When nobody's watching, that's when they was working. When you was at home Saturday morning eating your cereal and watching cartoons, them dudes was out running the beach, running the hills, doing something that nobody's seen them do.
Yeah.
There wasn't no big social media presence back then. So I knew Beast Mode before it was Beast Mode. You know, he had a work ethic second to none. And then that carried over to him at his professional career. And look at him now. He's still doing it.
Yeah, media.
He's still doing it, you know.
Coach, this is I've been wanting to ask this question for a while, just chopping it up with you, but why do you think Black coaches feel the weight of their peers? And what I mean by that is, I heard Coach Huff said something that was really on your coast to coast call, and he said, "I know when I got in this position that it wasn't just for me, it was for the others after me." And I don't think a lot of other coaches, I'll just say that, have to feel that type of pressure when they're in those roles, but it seems as though we do. And I want to pitch it back to you as of a why.
Because one, it's not too many opportunities, and two, you almost like you can't mess it up, because if you do mess it up, then it's not going to be an opportunity for the next person. But I'm going to go a step further. What about Manny Diaz? What about Dave Aranda? What about Tony Sanchez? What about Mario Cristobal? Think about how many Latino head coaches. You know, what about Kalani Sitake at BYU? How many Polynesian head coaches? Yeah, we got it hard. Ken Niumatalolo, we got it hard, but what about them? They got it just as hard. So you got to look at minority coaches as a whole. We have it tough, because when you do well, it opens the door for others. But when you don't, it don't shut it, but it closes it, and then you leave it cracked. Just so it ain't wide open for everybody to run through. It's just slide in piece by piece. With African American coaches, it's just a lot of the players on your team are African American football players. So you would want to hire somebody that can have the dynamics to be able to relate to the players on the football team. And let's be real, everybody on the team, even at HBCU nowadays, are not all African American, but the majority of them are. So you do want a person that they can talk to and relate to. And we are good people as in general. We're not just people that woke up one day and decided we wanted to be head coaches. We've been through the struggle. We've paid our dues. We've shown that we can manage. We've shown that we can be the masters of our craft, whether it be on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. Whatever it is that your specialty is, you want to be the guy that can come out and give an opportunity. Look at my man Mark Williams, that was just the special teams coordinator for Atlanta Falcons, and he was just given an opportunity at the East-West Shrine, and his team, which Bill played for, they won that. He celebrated. Did you see how them players rallied behind him and celebrated him? And that was his opportunity to show that, hey, me being a special teams coordinator, which is not too many of those African American special team coaches, coordinators. If I'm ever given an opportunity to be a head coach, here is what I bring to the table. Here's what I can do. Here are the players, how they will play for me. You know, look at the Denver Broncos. They led the NFL in sacks. Well, there's this young brother named Jamar Kane that's the D-line coach, which you will meet this week, that's leading that group. And I know one day he wants to be a defensive coordinator, which one day, obviously, he wants to be a head coach. So look at the Mike Tomlin, look at the Herman Edwards, look at the Anthony Lynn's, look at them guys and go, hey, I want to be like that. Yeah. You know, I want to be Marvin Lewis, you know. So we do feel that pressure because it's when it doesn't go right, we get judged a little bit different and it's not fair. But guess what? Ron Rivera said it his best. I remember hearing him speak when he was the head coach for the Carolina Panthers. I was at the Cal's Coaches Clinic. And he said some people frown on the Rooney Rule because we get all these interviews and it doesn't give you a chance to be, whether you get the job or not, it's like a token interview. He said, take them all because what you want is feedback. You want information to what do I need to do better? If I don't get the job, how can I do better the next time? So we wear the weight of our peers because not a lot of us don't get the opportunities to even give feedback. That's what I love about Tremaine Jackson's journey to PV. That's what I love about Willie Simmons' journey to FIU. That's good. Tony Elliott's journey to where he is. You know, those guys got some stories, man. They can give you some things they had to overcome to persevere, to sit in that seat. You don't think Jerry Mack was in the NFL. Jerry Mack also been the head coach of North Carolina Central. Now he's the head coach at Kennesaw State. You know, and some people would be like, oh, well, why would we leave the NFL to do that? Because of the opportunity. He wants that opportunity to show that he can lead men, that he can be a CEO of men. And I think it's just great when you get them chances. You know, we want to be judged equally, but it's important that, hey, Marcus Freeman, let's watch what you do. Hey, James Franklin, let's watch what you do. Hey, Mike Lobster, let's watch what you do. And let's be great at it. Yeah. You know, one of the most humble men I've ever met is Marcus Freeman. I met him when he was a coordinator. He'd come on the Zooms all the time. And to see his success in Notre Dame, after a lot of people didn't think he was going to have that success, including this year after he lost to another good friend of mine, Thomas Hammock, another African-American head coach. People did, and look how they broke bread and connected. And
that was amazing. Like, yeah, like that was dope.
Hey, man, this is what we thought. This is what you can do to do better. We don't do enough of that.
That's good.
And look what Marcus Freeman ended up doing with that group. So we just got to succeed when we're given these opportunities. And yes, it's weight, but life for us, where we come from is being weight all on our back our whole life. So you don't run from it. You take it head on. And you take these opportunities and you run with it. Look at T.C. Taylor did. You don't think he felt that pressure of having to follow up Coach Sanders, what he did prior to him 2 years ago at Jackson State? And look what he turns around to do. So look what Chennis Berry had to go through. He followed up a legend. Yeah. He followed up a legend. Look what he did at South Carolina State. So you got to give these brothers some credit for what they've done. Trey Oliver for what he created at North Carolina Central. You know, Central wasn't like that. And now look what he's created with that program. So there's a lot of good football coaches out here that look like me, and they just want to be given the opportunity. We're never going to probably be judged equally, and that's fair. We just got to take our medicine, shake that thing off, and run with it and continue to be great in the space that we're given.
2 final questions, Coach. Deshaun Jackson, that's your guy. What is he doing? How do you feel about Delaware State? Where do you think that's going to fall at? You know what I'm saying? How do you think the West Coast pipeline to Delaware State? How do you think all that's going to work out for him at Delaware State?
Man, I'm rooting for D-Jack. Man, D-Jack I watched him as a high school player, as a player at Cal, and watched his whole career as a professional. He's over there with my good friend, Travis Clark. Big shout out to Travis Clark.
Shout out to Coach.
Another high school coach. They made the jump. That's getting an opportunity. So I'm rooting for him. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the dynamics of Delaware State, but I heard if he gets the proper support system from the administration, and that's what this is all about, having the administration and the head coach on the same page. If he gets the proper support, I know how he's going to recruit nationwide. He just had a commitment the other day. He got a lot of commitment from a lot of kids from California. A lot of times the East Coast schools didn't have the connect to reach back into California. There's a lot of players that will go to a HBCU if they just have a connection. Where you got an in-house connection now that can get players that you normally couldn't get. You got the portal. You got different access to that. The biggest thing for him, just like anybody else, being in his first year, he's going to have to learn how to just manage not only the team, but your staff. And I'm not just talking about coaches. I'm talking about the travel, the DFO, the chief of staff, the making up the day-to-day schedule, the strength staff, all these different things that come with being a head coach. That's something that I think he has a good staff, and he'll surround himself with some good people that will allow him where he's weak, they'll be strong. And I think him as the face of it and being out there, man, I'm so excited for him. I can't wait to watch him, what product he puts on the field. So far, so good. He's recruited some real good players. He got a real good vibe going, some great energy. He's put together a good staff, and I wish him the best.
Ain't nobody seeing his staff. He got an offensive coordinator. He got an assistant head coach in Deshaun Jackson. That's all he got. That's the only staff we done seen.
That's all you know. Trust me. A lot of stuff be behind the scene. Keep your business to yourself, D-Jack. You playing spades. When you play spades, you don't just throw your hand. You play one card at a time. You get 13 cards. You're playing spades right now.
When you got a beastie hand, the energy changes. You know, your shoulders get to moving. You know what I'm saying? Your leg get to twitching. You see all these
they cooking on something. I hit Trav the other night. They cooking. He probably watching. What up, Trav? What up, D-Jack? They putting something together. They're gonna be all right.
Okay. Hey, Coach, before we get up out of here, I need you to break this down and help these Bamas out. How important is networking in this business at the NCMFC conference in February 13th to the 15th?
To me, it's everything. Now, even if you're not trying to be an NFL head coach or a college coach, networking is just getting people to see who you are and what you are about, and most importantly, your personal professional development. As a high school coach, I used to spend my own dime and go to the BCA when it was in Miami, coming out of Oakland, being at the AFCA, sleeping on floors, 10 deep in the two beds. You know, we in there making it happen. However we had to get there, we got there because we wanted to meet the coaches at Tuskegee and Grambling and Southern and FAMU, Bethune. We didn't have no means to meet those coaches. So we want our players to meet these people, and we wanted our players to make sure that they were recruited by these people. We as coaches had to do our job. And I think the biggest thing is just having a chance and an outlet. Right? Like Gervais just said, it's the last pretty much conference of the year where job transitioning is going. We had a couple of coaches that interviewed last year in Vegas on site. A couple of them got job offers and job opportunities from being in Vegas. So you get a chance to kind of not just your physical resume, but your verbal resume. Who are you? Who is that person? Let's meet the people. Let's shake their hand. Let's have dinner together. Let's go out and have drinks together. Let me get to see who you are as a person. And I think when you have an opportunity to be at the conference, man, it's just, I can't put it into words. And if you do come, my rule for you, leave that meeting 10 people you didn't know.
Come on, break it down.
You did not know. And number 2, don't hang out with the people that you already came there with. Don't be clicked up, buddied up, sitting around, hanging out with the people you don't know. Go meet some people. Get to shake their hands. Get to know them. Everybody say to me all the time, "Well, you Zoe." I said, "Man, I just met him." Okay, let me use you. I've been watching you for 3 years. You would think me and you been know each other.
Yeah.
My brother watches your show all the time. You put out a little thing when the possible coaches' names was supposed to come out. I think it was for Alabama A&M or something, and my name was part of it. You mentioned me in the conversation. I'm like, wow, my brother texted me that. I'm like, oh, I didn't even watch this show. This Scotty. So the point I'm making, the networking and the meeting people and vice versa. I told Gervais, hey, I think we got the perfect person that we can get, because I watched him at the SEC Media Day when he was in there with his media pad. I watched all that. I watched him move. So we would love to get him to come and talk and be amongst the others, and then meet the Jamel Hills of the world and different people that you get to meet. And my man Brandon Huffman gonna be there for 247. Just different people you will get to meet, and you get to shake hands and put OFFSCRIPT on the map. You do that's networking for you. And how did you meet Zoe, and how did you know him? It goes two ways, you know. Eddie Robinson Jr., a brother that was really helpful to me. I used to talk to on the phone all the time before he became the head coach at Alabama State, and him being an alumni of Alabama State, and then to see him get the job, I was really excited for him, because me and him had been talking a year prior to that. I met him through Terry Sims, you know, Terry Sims, which is part of his staff now, a good friend of mine. I met Terry Sims through Kenwick Thompson, which is a Texas Southern graduate. So when you meet these people, man, those are lifetime relationships, whether you in business with them or it's just personal for you. I think it's important that you don't sell yourself short, and you don't sell your brand short, and you don't give yourself a chance to meet the people that can help you meet the people you don't know.
Come on, coach. You preaching. Come on, coach.
Just because you don't know them, what if you know somebody that do know them? And in this business, let me make it very clear for people, especially young coaches that's trying to come up. People hire the people they know, and they hire out of comfort. So yeah, your resume might be impeccable. Yeah, you might have all that. But if you have not got yourself in your car and drove to all the schools within a driving distance of a tank of gas to meet them coaches, you lying to yourself and you wrong. Because you're not trying to coach. How you think I know D-Jack as a player? You can ask them when you talk to them, how much was Zoe up at Cal? You would have thought I was trying to coach at Cal. And at that time, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was a high school coach at McClymonds High School in Oakland. That's a 10-minute drive for me to go to Berkeley to watch Marshawn and them practice, to watch my own players, David Gray, Derek Hill, Kyle Reed. I had players that played at Cal. So I wanted to see that myself. San Jose State, when I met this guy by the name of Brett Brennan, which was the receiver coach, which recruited Oakland. And guess what? Now I'm coaching with him. Now that's my head coach. So you make relationships when you go out and network. When you walk in the door, they should know who you are. They should know who you are at Sac State, UC Davis, Fresno State, San Jose State, Stanford, and Cal. If you from the Bay. And if you feel like it, jump in the car and go to LA and holler at Pete Carroll and holler at that time Carl Durrell. Pete Carroll know me. I hope I see him in Vegas. Pete, I walk up. What's up, Zoe? What's up, Pete? You know, Pete Carroll, when he had Reggie Bush and Lindell White and all them guys and Matt Leinart, I was there. I seen that. That was deep. My man, Jethro Franklin, he's at UCLA now. He was a D-line coach. Ken Norton Jr., Greg Burns. Those are lifetime relationships. I'm still friends with those guys, and all those guys are still coaching, man. I stayed at Jethro's house. So these are lifelong relationships, man. So it's not just about the game, man. It's the game within the game. You're going to hear me say this all the time. It's the game within the game. How much are you willing to know? How much are you willing to learn? And how much are you willing to give back? Because what our problem is, when we get put in them seats, we don't give back. Oh, Gervais, she's a Pittsburgh Steelers. She's a homer, man. She loved bragging on them Steelers.
I'm not going to go
Steelers, man. Only thing. Now, Mike Tomlin, one of my heroes, he presented me with this beautiful trophy right here that I did win my first year. I got all my trinkets here. Coalition. I won an award that was presented to me by Mike Tomlin. So I do love me some Mike T. But and then Isaac Williams, like I said, he's the assistant O-line coach with the Steelers. So the networking never stops, bro. It just doesn't stop, whether you're trying to move up in it or if you're a high school or junior college coach trying to get your players recruited. It goes both ways. Kids from the West Coast will go to the East Coast. But, coach, you got to know somebody. Coach, you got to be able to pick up their phone. I'm counting on you, Coach Scotty. You told me you was going to give me a scholarship. Did you just mean regionally, or did you mean nationwide? Or could you pick up, back then I used to call it my Bible. I used to have this black card. We used to have all these business cards in it. I used to call it my Bible. It used to be thick. I used to just flip through pages, and I could be able to call, whether it be Coach Mike Reed, which at the time he was at NC State. Now he at Clemson. It's still Mike Reed.
Yep.
That's still my guy. I still can call Mike because that was a relationship that I built, and I met him through Coach O. So these are lifetime relationships, bro. So you got to do your networking. You got to, and do not, this is the last piece. If you are networking, don't be only calling when you want a job. When cold calls don't work. Or you seen it on the football scoop and it's a job opening now. Hey, Zoe, how you doing? I already know what you want. I ain't heard from you in 11 months. I know what you want. You want some help? Can you hook me up? Can I text you my resume? 9 times out of 10, I'm like, but I don't even know you. So for me to vouch for you, I better know you.
Yeah.
Or I better know somebody that do know you. 3 years I've been watching you, Scotty. 3 years. You didn't even know I was watching you.
I did not.
So I can call Gervais and say, hey, let's get Scotty from OFFSCRIPT to be the host. And guess what? I know you. I know for me and you start talking a few months. This has been a whole year in the makings. Inviting you on my Zooms and we texting and all that. And I feel comfortable enough. He gonna kill it. He gonna knock it out. If we don't network and I talk to you, why would I? You call me, hey bro, I heard y'all having the coalition thing. Can I host that? Man, I don't know you. Man, you be roasting people on TV. Man, I ain't messing with you. But if you come on my Zoom calls and you see, well, oh, this is what he do. He puts people on. He helps people that look like him. And the last thing, I love all these 30 for 30s and these 35 for 35 lists. Hey, man, where the 50 and up list, man?
Lord.
We don't get no love, man. Where I list that? We try to get on the list. We triple OGs or OGs, whatever. We want a list, too. We want to bubble up. I stay young. I try to walk 5 Alive. You see me walking.
Hey, I see that. Yeah.
What I do, man. 5 Alive challenge. Coaches, get your mind right. Get a healthy heart, healthy mind. Go for a walk. Go for a jog. Do something. Keep your mind right. Health is wealth. But no, you got to networking is what this business is. And networking is what got me in this chair. And networking is what helped me help others to 100 plus get jobs. And I can't even count how many guys I've helped get scholarships.
Let me ask you this, Coach, because I want to go back to something you said, and I'm going to end it on this. I want to go back to something you said about being the CEO of your position.
Yes.
And my mom would always say, you don't know what somebody is saying about you when they leave you. So I feel like that's a great balance. If I'm working with a wide receiver coach and he ends up getting an OC job and he's looking for a wide receiver coach, how he's seen me work together could lay the foundation of him wanting to say, hey, you know what? I know how Coach Zoe is. I know how Scotty gets down. I know how Gervais works. I want them over here with me. Talk a little bit about that, of, like you said, being the CEO.
That's great. I'm gonna go a step further. Going as a small, I want to be a coach. I coach at, I'm gonna use California. I'm the coach at UC Davis. Well, if Cal gets a football camp, or USC or UCLA give a football camp, guess who's gonna be the first one signing up to coach? I don't just want to be walking around taking notes. Yeah, look at this guy over here. Look. No, I want to be sweating. I want those other coaches at these mega camps seeing my work, seeing how I coach, how I move, how I get out, because you never know who's watching you. Because when that next young dude gets his job, he already said, I know how he worked. I watched him coach his position. I watched him master his position. So when I'm in a seat and in a chair to get that job, I'm moving on. I got this. I'm going to pull it up. I got the best group text. When I drop these names on here from 2020 of guys that I had in the group text. And it included Brennan Marion.
Okay.
It included Keenan Hall, which is the running back coach at Baylor. Isaac Williams, Pittsburgh Steelers. It included Jeffrey Anderson, now he's with the Cleveland Browns. My boy Billy Gresham, he's now the defensive coordinator for Alabama State. All these guys I had in this big old group text, and we would just talk about opportunities. If the next opportunity came, one of us in this group, if you come up, it's your job to bring the next guy with you.
That's good. That's good.
It's a group text, and all at that time it's 2020. Everybody looking at me as the next one up, as the next one to get that opportunity. So when you watch Brennan Marion do what he do, and then you watch Keenan Hall go from Illinois State to Texas Southern to SMU, now he at Baylor. Matter of fact, Keenan, you owe me a few dollars because I think you make more money than me now. I know you watching. But come on, Keenan. You call me Unc. Take care of Unc, man. So when you watch that happen,
yeah.
Isaac Williams go from Morgan State to North Carolina Central to the NFL. When you know you got all that nucleus, them guys all together, and we all connected like that. Jeffrey Anderson go from Northern Colorado, San Jose State as a graduate assistant, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo to the Cleveland Browns. You know, okay, I had all them together. Them was my guys. We was all in a group text rooting for each other. And then even me, you watch Alonzo Carter go from San Jose State to the University of Arizona. You know, they always texting me and they own me. Hey, man, same thing with me. What's up with your group? Because your film is your resume. Let me say this one more time. Gentlemen that want to be head coaches, your group, your position group, that is your resume. Your film is your resume. So whatever your group puts out, that's who you are. So when you see a Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, aka Bill, get the MVP at the East-West Shrine after only playing one game this season, that's part of this program's resume. That's what we do. We develop here. We want to make sure that players leave here developed and ready for their next level. You look at Big Jonah and T-Mac. Those guys have developed. They're good players. But that's the resume of Bobby Wade and Josh Oglesby, our O-line coach. That goes on their resume. So your film is your resume. So if you want people to notice who you are, whether it be Willie Simmons that introduced me. Oh, I forgot. KJ Black was in that group text too. You want that to be part of who you are. When you move up and you see them dudes, them little youngsters start moving around and moving up, you get excited. You get fired up because you know they're going to be special. So those are the type of career moves you want to see people make in career, the jumps, and you never, ever, ever can know too much football. Don't be the dude that don't do professional development. Because if college coaches can go visit other college programs, why wouldn't you as a high school coach or a junior college coach feel like you don't need to go visit another program? You need to be a master of your craft. The only way you're going to master your craft is by going to visit others to see what they're doing. Go speak as many times as you can at coaches' clinics. If you get invited to speak at a coach's clinic, go speak. And if you don't, go listen and learn both sides of the football. Thank you, Ron Gould, for telling me that when I was the defensive coordinator and head coach at Contra Costa College, McClymonds High School, Berkeley High School. Every time I would come to the Cal camp, he would not let me go with Coach J.D. Williams, another friend of mine that was coaching DBs. He said, no, man, you come over here and coach these running backs because you never know where your opportunity is going to come from at the next level. And Ron Gould, to me, is still one of the best in this business. And he was a DB coach, and he played DB. He's from Arizona. Then lo and behold, when I got that phone call to become a Division I football coach, it was as a running back coach. So you never know where your opportunity is going to come. So make sure you master your craft and be a student of the game.
I know where opportunity might come at the National Coalition of Minority Football Coaches. That's when I know an opportunity is going to come.
There it is.
They said a change is going to come, okay? Listen, make sure you get your tickets. Make sure you get your butt up out there. Register at www.ncmfc.com. Listen, you're here with Alonzo Carter, Mr. Executive Committee Chair of the National Coalition Minority Football Coaches. Man, Coach Zoe, This has been an honor of mine. I cannot wait. Me and my wife, we get out there on Wednesday. Okay. Oh yeah. Listen, we get out there Wednesday.
You gonna beat me there? Yeah.
Listen. When somebody invites me, I'm always early. Okay. Listen, what they say, if you're on time, you're late. Okay. So me and the wife get out there Wednesday, relax, chilling, get the vibe of Vegas. Get right to business on Thursday. Can't wait to see you out there. Miss Gervais, can't wait to see you as well. Coach Zoe, it's been an absolute honor. And all the coaches that are watching Coach Zoe and all the people, please go to his Twitter, The Real.
No, not the. It's at Real Coach Carter.
That's Real Coach Carter.
And then my Instagram is easy, Coach Alonzo Carter. And with that being said, all you players with these crazy handles, man, please. It shouldn't be. People say I look like Big Mike from the Ghetto Boys. So what I'm supposed to put at Big Mike 6'9", you think I'm crazy? No, that can't be your handle, man. You gotta have something that people can find. It got to be something people can reach out to. And the reason, like I said, my Twitter is at Real Coach Carter is because a lot of time people would joke or sometimes be serious and say, "Well, I seen your movie." I'm like, "No, that's Ken Carter. I'm Alonzo Carter." So I said, "Let me make it easy." And that became that. I even have an email out for that. But I just enjoy helping people. I enjoy what I do. I'm blessed. I've been put in this position. I have a great family support. Shout out to my wonderful children for all their support that persevered and watched their dad go through this business from high school to junior college now to Power 5, just being able to be there with me during my journey. I appreciate my children. I appreciate my family. Big shout out to my brother, McKinley Miles, my hero. I know he's watching. He watches your show every week, Scotty, him and his wife, just the family and my sister, Michelle, just everybody involved with my process and helping me grow and getting in this chair. And just thank you again to Coach Loxley for putting on the conference, being in Vegas. We're excited. We're excited to everything, all the energy that goes into an event like this. It takes a lot. So Gervais, keep doing what you're doing. I know you watching. She's doing it all. She's doing a great job. Raj, Haroon, keep putting out the content. Hopefully this push them numbers up. Get Raj stressed out when you see all these people coming. Like, oh man, they're coming. We take walk-ups too. We encourage you to go online and pre-register, but we take walk-ups too. I don't want to hear, oh, it was closed. Well, walk up. Come on down. We love it. That's my brother right there.
Shout out to Miles Time. Appreciate you for tuning in as always. Let me say this. Two things, Coach. One, I still need to get that Arizona invite because I was supposed to go to the Colorado game. The wife had that Southern.
We'll bring you down. We'll bring you down. I'll get you the spring schedule and the fall schedule already. We got 7 home games, so you'll get a chance to come out. You'll get a chance to meet my family.
Awesome.
One of my kids always come, and like I said, Mr. Arizona himself, Marcel Wade, my cousin, my baby big cousin. He'll be there. Him and his family. Yeah, he's bigger. He's about 6'4". He's retired now. He was one of the few black sergeants of Tucson Police Department. I'm very proud of him. He just retired. And he's a big major alumni. He comes back all the time, and you get to meet some good people here. And it's a blast, man. When you get to come to work every day and work with the people that I work with and have fun doing it and just give back, having the people around me on a daily basis, just pushing me to be special and to be great, man. It's a pleasure. So I can't wait to meet you, brother. We're going to keep this relationship going. You better come to a game.
Yeah, I need that. And then too,
come on out.
I'm a Maryland boy. So I need that Loxley. I need that UMD invite.
Gervais is going. She can get you in that. You got Gervais. You're gonna meet Lox. I'm gonna introduce you to him. Yeah, you're gonna lock hands. I'm gonna say Lox.
I'm a Terp through and through. Okay,
I'm gonna take. Now, don't you get to acting like Shot Brother on 5 Heartbeats. I'm gonna walk you up to Lox and now y'all shake hands and get to meet. Tell them that who you are. I'm gonna introduce y'all, and I'm gonna walk out the way. Remember, your own resume. Once I do the introduction, it's on you to run with it. But I know you got that mouthpiece. I ain't worried about you.
No, did he? But yeah, I do be talking. But listen, Coach, so I appreciate it, Mr. Gervais. Thank you so much for being in the comments. Everybody who's tuned in right now, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you go follow Coach on Twitter. We got it right here. All right, at Real Coach Carter, and then on Instagram at Coach Alonzo Carter as well. Make sure you go follow. And if you're a coach and you're not part of those coast-to-coast clinics, you're missing out.
Just text me your email address. They free. These are free. Free game. Free game.
Hey, listen, I'll be in there chatting it up with
free game.
I'll be in there chatting it up with them coaches, man. So make sure you go to tune into that as well.
You do not have to be a member to get some of this free game. We would like for you to be a member, but this is a free game, and male or female. I met some of my best friends, female coaches, including Gervais, Mickey Grace. You know, these are people I just talked to Ashley Cronrail today. It's a lot of coaches that you meet, male and female, that are great coaches. They love talking football. They love talking about things, and it's different advantages when you can meet people like Scotty say. They chat and they put their personal information in the chat, and it's a great way to network and just meet people. You never know who on there. And then I do showcases. We do showcases during the week, and then we do what we call breakout rooms at the end of each Zoom call where you can talk football for 50 minutes. You can get on there and talk X's and O's. That's like an interview. So you never know who's watching you. So trust me, it's a great opportunity, man. Thank you. I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to hear the responses. I was ready for you. I thought you was gonna hit me a couple of your trick questions, but you was all right. You took it easy. And I didn't have no I didn't know what he was gonna ask. So
yeah, and I appreciate
he
that.
didn't give me no low. I didn't know
that.
what it was gonna be, but I appreciate you, bro. You're doing a fabulous job. I've watched you come up and continue to strive and continue to be great. And anybody you need in my Rolodex to get on here next, you let me know. I'm
still waiting for Coach Clark because he been ducking me, boy.
Trav, come on, man. You my guy. Come on, Trav.
I'm a straight matrix.
Come on, Trav. I got to get Trav. I'm Trav. Don't make your brother look bad. Make big bro look bad. Come on, Trav. Trav gonna see it. He gonna take care. He a good brother. So proud of him and D-Jack, man. They're gonna do great things. Shout out to Michael Vick as well over there at Norfolk. You know, he gonna do his thing. I'm just real proud. And Eddie George, I can't say enough, brother. Can't wait to see you. That's my man. One of the most humble brothers you'll ever meet. He got one of my receiver coaches, former player Ricky Galvin, on his staff too. So
I don't know who this coach says. Dom said,
tell Coach Zodian. Okay, which Dom? Dominique Harrison. I know a few Doms. You gotta be.
Yeah, I know. Saying I'm like, you know, we need a class.
It's okay, you know. Dom say hit me up, you know, but tell him to hit me up. You know, so but no, that's to see the different people that are in this business and to be successful and to doing what they're doing. It's a pleasure, man.
I guess the famous one.
Famous football player. Okay, well, hit me up. I gotta see which Dom. He got me stuck over here. Now my mind, you know, y'all know I'm the tender, blessed young age of 56, man. You know, I know I look 35, but gee.
And he watching on TikTok with 2.4 million. Whoa.
Ooh, wow. Whoa. Gee, we up like that? We moving numbers like that? Last time we had them kind of numbers, man, I went viral. 18 million.
Snap. He said he has your vid pulled up on snap. That's crazy.
He can pull me up. Yeah, that's gonna be 3 times, Scotty. I'm gonna go viral 3 times now. I did 18 million twice. Now it look like it's 2.5. Come on, man. Y'all keep it coming.
Hey, listen, everybody watching me on TikTok, 2.4 million, you babblers. All right. Take y'all butt to YouTube, to OFFSCRIPT, and go ahead and subscribe. Let's just do that right now.
Brother. Y'all support my guy. Support my guy.
You, Dom. Appreciate the TikTok link up. That's dope, man. I appreciate that. I really do. But listen, we're about to get up out of here, Coach. I'm going to hit you up after we're done. But, guys, listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holla. God bless.